Do you want more success, more growth, more results? Then it's time for the Boundless Success Accelerator from the Modern Observer Group. This isn't your average coaching program. It's where top performers come to dominate. Weekly group sessions, on-demand coaching, a community that's got your back, and a power-packed library of tools to supercharge your business and career. No more excuses, no more waiting. Get in, level up, and start building the life you've been dreaming about. Visit us at modernobserver.com/boundlesssuccess to join today. Let's get you to the next level. We're here because the news is being distorted. We're here because people are being inundated with misinformation on social media. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth. The search for flood survivors continues. Tariff announcements, a change in airport security, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. President Trump extended tariff deadlines and revealed some steep new levies. The White House confirmed yesterday that President Trump planned to delay imposing new tariffs on trade partners that haven't reached deals with the U.S. until August 1st, ahead of the original date, which is July 9th, when the 90-day tariff pause would have ended. However, the president also began sending letters to other countries threatening high duties on their goods unless a deal is secured. These threats included 25% on imports from Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, and Kazakhstan, 30% on South African goods, and 40% on products from Laos and Myanmar. The search for survivors continues as the death toll from the Texas floods rises. Camp Mystic said 27 campers and counselors had died due to the flash flooding over the weekend, with 10 more campers and a counselor reportedly still missing. In all, authorities said yesterday that more than 100 people were known to have died in the flooding and that the number was likely to go up as searching continues. They declined to answer questions about weather warnings and didn't clarify why more areas were not evacuated as searches continued with more rain expected. Meanwhile, facing criticism from Democrats, President Trump denied that staffing cuts at the National Weather Service had hindered weather forecasting before the sudden flooding. The National Weather Service is using equipment that is decades out of date. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited the White House yesterday, bearing a special gift for President Trump, a written nomination for the Nobel Peace Prize. He's forging peace as we speak in one country, in one region after the other, Netanyahu said of Trump. Thank you very much. This I didn't know. Wow, Trump replied, apparently very moved by the gesture. The Pentagon said on Monday that it will send additional defensive weapons to Ukraine at the request of President Trump, reversing a Pentagon decision from a week ago to pause air defense shipments already en route to the Ukrainian military. Ukraine is using speedboats as part of its defense against Russian drones. In a statement, Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell said the weapons would ensure the Ukrainians can defend themselves while we work to secure a lasting peace and ensure that the killing stops. Speaking at the White House alongside a U.S. and Israeli delegation, Trump told reporters that Ukrainians must be able to defend themselves against escalating Russian attacks. They're getting hit very hard now, Trump said, and reiterated his disappointment in Russian President Vladimir Putin. After nearly 20 years of passengers having to take off their shoes while going through airport security, they might soon get a break. The Transportation Security Administration is rolling out new procedures to allow passengers to keep shoes on while passing through standard airport screening checkpoints, according to people familiar with the matter. The change has not been formally announced. TSA and DHS are always exploring new and innovative ways to enhance the passenger experience and our strong security posture. Any potential updates to our security process will be issued through official channels, the TSA said. TSA is part of the Department of Homeland Security. Finally, on this day in 1889, the Wall Street Journal published its first issue, a 4-page paper costing 2 cents, launched by Charles Dow, Edward Jones, and Charles Bergstresser to deliver trustworthy financial news to investors and the public. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcasts app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.